Combining and shortening prayers. Learning objectives. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome, my friends, to a new lesson about combining and shortening prayers. We will first begin with combining in prayer. So, what does it mean to combine prayers? What are the rules involved? What are the reasons for doing so? And what are the conditions for doing so in a valid manner? Stay tuned to learn all about it. The lenient Islamic law has simplified many things for Muslims, as it is a religion of balance, moderation, and ease. It aims to make life easier for a Muslim so that he can worship Allah in complete peace. Islam has enacted rules to relieve Muslims in certain circumstances for some acts of worship. This includes combining and shortening the prayer at specific times. Combining prayer means to perform the Dhuhr and the Asr prayers together during either the Dhuhr or Asr time, or to perform the Maghrib and Isha prayers together in one of their times. There are two types of combining prayer, the early combination and the late combination. The early combination means praying the combined prayers during the time of the earlier prayer. So early combination is praying the Dhuhr and Asr prayers at the time of Dhuhr, or praying the Maghrib and Isha prayers at the time of Maghrib. As for the late combination, it means praying the combined prayers during the time of the second prayer. This would mean praying the Dhuhr and Asr prayers at the time of Asr, or praying the Maghrib and Isha prayers at the time of Isha. Notice, my friends, that Allah Almighty has allowed it for the combination of similar prayers at the same time. Dhuhr and Asr are both performed during the day, so they can be combined, while Maghrib and Isha are performed in the sunset and evening respectively, so they can be combined. The Fajr prayer cannot be combined with other prayers. This is because its allocated time is distant from the prayers that precede or follow it. Now let's consider this situation. Ja'far performed the Dhuhr and Asr prayers while traveling from one city to another. He prayed them both at the time of the Asr prayer. What type of combination is this? Good job, it is the late combination, because he prayed during the later time. We have now arrived, my friends, to the ruling on combining two prayers. Islam permits Muslims to combine two prayers under different circumstances, out of consideration of their conditions in order to facilitate their lives. The proof that Islam is a religion of ease, not a religion of difficulty, Allah Almighty said in the Holy Quran, "For it is He who has chosen you and laid upon you no hardship in their religion." Now, my friends, we will discuss the reasons for combining two prayers. The first valid reason to combine prayers is travel. When a Muslim travels a distance farther than 81 kilometers from his place or residence to another location, he has the option to combine two prayers, either by performing them earlier or later, as we discussed previously. The next reason is rain or extreme cold. When it's raining or snowing, or if the cold weather is severe, it's permissible for the worshippers to combine the two prayers together in advance, an early combination at the mosque. Pay attention to the reasoning for this ruling, my dears. Heavy rain or intense cold give us a valid reason to perform prayers in the early combination, likely because these conditions could worsen, making prayer performance more difficult later on. However, they are not a valid reason to delay prayer to the late combination. Therefore, in such circumstances, Allah Almighty has allowed it early combination, but not late combination. And the third valid reason for combining two prayers is severe illness. If a Muslim is afflicted by an illness that makes it difficult for him to perform prayers on time except with great difficulty, he has the option to combine the two prayers either in advance or delay. We have now arrived, my friends, to the conditions for the validity of combining two prayers. Are you ready? Let's roll. The validity of combining two prayers hinges on three main conditions. First, the intention to combine should be present from the beginning of the first prayer. One can't decide to combine the prayers during or after the first one. Second, the order of the prayers must be maintained, meaning that the Dhuhr prayer is followed by Asr, or Maghrib is followed by Isha. So one cannot change the order and pray Asr before Dhuhr or Isha before Maghrib. Finally, there should be a continuity between the two prayers, without a long time separating them. The second prayer should be performed immediately after the first one. Now pay attention to how these two prayers are combined. When an individual wishes to combine two prayers, they should perform the first prayer as usual, and then carry out the second prayer in the same manner. We have now arrived, my friends, to the shortening of prayer. What does this mean? What is its ruling? What are its terms and conditions? Let's find out. If a Muslim has traveling 81 or more kilometers from his home, as we mentioned, then the obligatory 4-unit prayer can be shortened into just 2 units. Pay attention, my friends, to this important note. The Fajr and Maghrib prayers cannot be shortened. This is because the morning prayer is already 2 units, so it cannot be reduced. As for the evening prayer, it consists of just 3 units. Therefore, it is not permissible to shorten it. The ruling on shortening prayers, my friends, is that Allah Almighty has granted the traveler the allowance to shorten their prayers. This is intended to elevate the hardship and provide ease. Allah Almighty said, "When you travel through the land, it is permissible for you to shorten the prayer." The verse means that when a Muslim travels from one place to another, it's permissible for them to shorten their prayers according to the Islamic guidelines and conditions. Now, my dears, we have reached the rulings of shortening prayer. There are several terms and conditions of shortening prayer. Firstly, the traveler should intend to shorten the prayer before beginning to perform it. Secondly, if one travels to a location and intends to stay there for 4 days or less, it is permissible for them to shorten their prayers at that place. Third, it is permissible for a Muslim to shorten the prayer as long as he is traveling and the duration of his stay has not been specified. And finally, a traveler cannot shorten their prayers if they are praying with a resident imam, meaning an imam who is not a traveler and who resides in the local area. It is necessary for them to complete their prayers in accordance with the imam. And now, my dear students, we have reached the end of our lesson for today. Let's do a quick recap of what we have learned together. The concept of combining prayers is when a Muslim performs the Dhuhr and Asr prayers at the time of either one, or performs the Maghrib and Isha prayers at the time of either one. There are 2 types of prayer combination, the early combination and the delayed combination. The morning prayer cannot be combined with other prayers because its timing is distant from what precedes it or follows it. We also learned Islam grants Muslims the permission to combine 2 prayers under strenuous circumstances out of consideration of their situations. Reasons for combining prayers include travel, illness, and extreme cold. Conditions for validity of combining prayers are intention for combination, order of prayers, along with continuity between prayers. If a worshipper wishes to combine prayers, they perform the first prayer as usual, then establish the second prayer and perform it as usual. And from what we have also learned, shortening the prayer means performing the obligatory 4-unit prayer as 2 units instead of 4, while traveling 81 kilometers or more away from one's home. A Muslim is not permitted to shorten the Fajr and Maghrib prayers. Allah Almighty has granted travelers the leniency of shortening the prayer. This is done to elevate hardship and facilitate their journey. We also learned that the conditions for shortening prayers, the traveler should intend to shorten the prayer before beginning the prayer. The traveler should intend to stay 4 days or less. It is permissible for a Muslim to shorten his prayers as long as he is traveling and the duration on his stay is not specified. It is not permissible for the traveler to shorten the prayer if he is praying behind a resident imam.